Hello, what is up guys? I'm here today, back with another Black Desert video. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the most recent patch that came to Black Desert on August 30th of 2023, going over all the events as well as major changes, that way you don't miss a thing. This week's patch brings a few events, a few changes, so yeah, quickly before we get into it, if you're new to the channel and to Black Desert, or you've been watching videos on the channel and still have not subscribed yet, please consider it. Helps to grow my channel, you stay up to date with new content, and we both win. And without further ado, let's get into it and start off with the events like we do every single week. And the first event is pretty quick to see. Right here in the top center of your screen, we have a 100% drop rate buff to items here. So if you're trying to grind for those infinite HP potions, or if you're trying to pick up all sorts of different items, right, now is the opportunity to do it. Best time to do it with that 100% drop rate increase. And the second event is a typical event that we see quite often. It is one of the currency events that you get for just playing the game. So for out like grinding or fishing or for gathering, doing these different activities, you're going to get these little coins. These coins can be exchanged with the NPC Igor Bartali. For those of you that don't know where Igor Bartali is, located in Velia, right here on the map, one of the first towns you'll get to in the game. If you do the traditional start, Igor Bartali located right here in Velia. So yeah, exchange those coins with Igor Bartali, you'll get a random RNG box. That RNG box has a whole bunch of different items, including made for hire, swimsuit boxes, all sorts of different things. Random chance at obtaining these different items. Still though, nice little bonuses just for playing the game and doing stuff you were already going to be doing. Do note that by exchanging one of these and opening up this box, you'll be entered into a raffle, and that raffle has a chance to win different items as well. And even if you don't win the grand prizes in this raffle, everybody's going to get a Maid as well as 100 Cronstones. So it's a pretty cool event. Make sure to pick up 5 of these coins and exchange them before the event period ends on September 13th. You got 2 weeks to pick these up. Shouldn't be too bad. But that's it for new events that came with this patch. We can now get into the patch notes themselves, and the patch notes bring a couple of different things. And starting off with the character tweaks and changes, we have some changes to the warrior, just general flow changes to make it a little bit different how it plays there. Berserker got some scaling changes that look like improvements overall across the board. At least in the PvE side of things, PvP is compensated down, as it usually is with every one of these patch notes. Also got some reductions on cooldown times for some skills. And just all in all, generally PvE improvements, so that's pretty neat. Mystic got a couple bug fixes. Next up we have the Lan, and the Lan got some nice changes here. So scaling improvements on a bunch of skills overall, as well as improvements to PvP scaling. So this is very rare. This one's a little bit down, but some of these other skills got some improvements on PvP scaling. Again, pretty rare for that to happen, so interesting there, but generally across the board you can see seems to be percentage increases on many of the skills, and just all around some nice little buffs for the Awakening side of it. And then finally Corsair got a little tweak there. Now moving on a bit further into the notes, we have a new Old Moon Furniture Workshop. If you don't know what those are, well, I have a YouTube video going through it, so check this out. It's linked in the description below. Essentially, it allows you to craft cash shop items in-game using your in-game resources instead of having to spend real-life money, which is fantastic. In this case, it's located over in Velia, and if you go to Velia, go to the house 3-1, which is this one right here, you will see an Old Moon Furniture Workshop, and you can craft a bunch of different furniture items in here. So these are previews of the different items that you need to craft them. You'll see them all right there. The patch notes themselves have some previews of what the furniture sets look like in it. So again, some pretty neat furniture sets. The one in particular here for Velia is this set right here. So again, neat stuff. You can craft cash shop items in-game with in-game resources instead of money. A thing to note here that's pretty important, the Dark Rift will be starting on September 6th, or a Dark Rift event will be starting on September 6th. So if you have any Dark Rift bosses, like I do down here, I got 12 of them, save them for next week. We're going to have a Dark Rift boss event, so don't burn through your Dark Rift bosses. Moving on to a quality of life improvement, we have the ability to mass open various box items so that you don't have to like click through all of them, so you can open them all at once now. The Jay's Hammer is going to be extended again to be able to be used up until the 2023 Calpheon Ball, which is usually around the winter time here, so you got a little bit until this is going to be used, so further extension. However, you can only redeem it up until September 5th, so if you haven't redeemed it yet, make sure to get it for free. The website garmoth.com keeps all of the codes that are active in the game right now over here on the right side of the screen. You just click it, it'll add it to your clipboard, hop on into the game, press the escape key on the keyboard, adventure support, redeem coupon code, and paste it in here. So I've already used that coupon code, so I can't, but any codes that you haven't used, they're on garmoth.com, check it out. Moving on to another important change here, Garmoth, the boss here, the world boss, has had the cactum phase removed from it. So the boss is no longer just gonna like fly around and waste everybody's time, so that's pretty cool. We'll see if it actually works, but yeah, so that's out now. Some Decia's Lantern changes, so if you've been grinding the Decia's Lanterns, they've been improved a little bit there. Next up's an interesting one for those of you that wanted to get all of the knowledge in the game but didn't want to become a bad guy to be able to talk to the NPCs in the Bad Village. There's now a new quest line series that you can do that will allow you to get the knowledge of the Bad People City, which, for those of you that didn't know, there's a city that you have to be a red player, aka kill lots of people, to get into, located over in this general area in the desert. So for those of you that don't want to be evil, you can now get all of the knowledge through that quest line. And then with that, guys, we've pretty much hit all of the relevant stuff for the majority of players here. So pretty neat patch. Definitely want to take advantage of that drop rate as well as the free coins for the free Maid. Definitely want to pick those two things up here. So decent events there. And yeah, that's pretty much going to do for this patch. And this is usually where I go into my outro where I say thank you all. Well, I know, the typical thing. You're used to it at this point. But I do have one more announcement to make to the channel here, and this is probably the best time to make it because these are my most watched videos here, the channel update things here for the patches. But as many of you know, if you've watched my Twitch live streams, I do have a full-time job outside of YouTube. I don't just work on YouTube and that's my life. I have a real job. I work in an engineering field and all those good things. And I recently accepted a promotion, moving up into a supervisory role, which means schedule changes for my whole life and all those different things. Starting in October, I will be working on a weekend type shift. So that means my weekend live streams are going to be shifted to weekdays. And in exchange for that, I get an extra day off every week. But there have been a lot of activities going on around this, so that's probably why I haven't been super active on the YouTubes or the game. So I do apologize for that, but looking towards October to be having more time able to dedicate to YouTube and content creation, all those different things, which I'm pretty excited for. So I do know I have been a bit away lately, but I do hope that you'll stick around, stick with me for the next month while I go through all my supervisor trainings. And yeah, anyway, I just really look forward to making more content, and I'm looking forward to the next chapter of my professional career and all of those great things. So I guess I have to say thank you to everybody for the continued support, continue watching me, and I really do appreciate it. So I look forward to seeing you at the next YouTube video, the next Twitch live stream, or wherever I happen to see you. Nice.